This is the plaintiff, Frank Scarantino. He says the defendant, his former tenant, is trying to stiff him on a gas bill he hasn't paid for 8 months. He never paid one bill for the entire 8 months he lived there. And if the defendant thinks he's just going to walk away and leave him holding the bag for the $1,839.77, he's got something else coming. This lawsuit. This is the defendant, Paul Marino. He says the gas was included in his rent. He never received one gas bill and frankly has no idea why the plaintiff is suing him. All he does know is he owes the plaintiff nothing, and he's sure the judge will agree. He's accused of heating up a landlord.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The defendant lived in the plaintiff's building for 8 months and didn't pay for gas. But the defendant says the gas was included. It's the case of a bad case of gas.
Frank Scarantino, you are suing Paul Marino for $1,839.77 of an unpaid gas bill. He's your former tenant?
Yes.
Okay, and whose name was the gas bill under?
No one.
It can't be under no one.
Well, it was originally the old tenant. The old tenant moved out and supposedly closed the
But didn't. Like he was supposed to have, or he didn't?
No, he did.
He did. So the old tenant's name was off of it.
Yes.
All right. And then he's in there and using up gas. And whose name is the bill under now?
My name.
Your name. So when the old tenant left, who put it back in your name?
No one. They just gave me the bill because I own the property.
Right. Okay. And then so when you strike a deal to rent the place to him, do you two know each other beforehand?
No.
How do you find him? Or he find you?
No. Well, he found me through a local real estate agent.
Okay. And is there a contract between you two?
No.
None?
No.
About who pays what and what utilities? Nothing?
No. It was just verbal.
And there was a real estate agent involved and they couldn't write down 10 facts.
When the apartment first became empty, I went to a real estate agent, which also was a friend. And a couple of days later, they called me up. He says, I have a proposed tenant.
And was gas included in the rent?
No.
Was any utility included in the rent?
Yes.
Come on up, ma'am. Who are you? I can't hear you from your chair yelling.
She's my wife.
I'm his wife.
Okay.
Okay. He came to a real estate
What utility
agency.
was included in the rent?
Everything.
That means that he pays rent and then you guys pay all the utilities. That's what you're saying. You know that, right?
No.
Then maybe you shouldn't interrupt your husband.
Okay, sorry.
All right. What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that we usually rent the apartment and whoever rents the apartment pays all the utilities.
So it's not included in the rent.
No.
It's specifically extra. And they pay it. All right.
Right.
What was your understanding of your deal?
He asked me to put the electric in my name. I put the electric in my name.
Now, were utilities included in your rent? Or
I was told that the gas wasn't included.
that the gas what?
Was included. The
Who
electric
told you
wasn't.
the gas was included?
The real estate agent that we know together.
Do you have any proof of that?
No. Because
Did
we
you
never
go to the
signed a
real estate
contract.
agent and ask the real estate agent to put that in writing for you?
When I had asked her for an apartment because I was moving back in from Queens because my house had caught fire, which I live a few
Okay, I'm
blocks
sorry.
away
That's
from.
you're. Me pica aquí, me raca aquí. It itches me here, and you're
My house
scratching
had
me
caught
here.
in fire.
Listen to my question.
Okay.
Did you, when you were coming to the People's Court,
Right.
go to the real estate agent and say, "Hey, you remember how our agreement
Yes, I
was that
did.
they would pay for gas? Did you get that in writing to
She
prove
wouldn't
what
give
you're
it to
saying?"
me, no.
She denies it. She told you that.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's kind of different than she wouldn't give it to you. Okay, so go on.
Well, she didn't deny it. I just asked her if she'd give
Okay,
me something
so
in
wait
writing.
a second.
And
Who
she said
used
no.
up the gas? He did or you did?
The gas?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. And so he wants you to pay for the gas that you used.
Okay. But it's not the gas, it's the heating bill he's talking about.
Okay.
It's together.
It's together,
I moved in
right?
September
Who used
1st.
the heating bill?
I moved in
Okay.
September 1st.
All right.
September 1st. Then November, October, we got hit with the hurricane, Sandy. So I had no electric, no nothing that whole month.
No,
So
it's not true.
I used the gas November, December, January, and February, and March. April we had we didn't use no heat. And then May 1st I moved out. I moved back into my house.
Okay.
So for 4 months, $1,800 I think is a lot of money. Which
Okay.
he, what's the electric I put in my name and I paid. If he had told me to put the gas in my name, I would have put that in my name.
Well,
and paid that also.
certainly this is food for thought that you should make sure that people put things in their name. And then if they don't pay it, you're probably still going to be responsible. But
You're
if you
right.
put it in their name, you don't have this little lawsuit.
But Your Honor, I was never notified and
What do
never
you need
got
to be
no
notified
bills
for?
or
Why is
nothing.
everybody expecting somebody else to do their job? Everybody wake up, okay? Wake up. No, stop. Wake up. You're the landlord. You're going to end up eating it if you don't wake up. So your job when you get a new tenant is to make sure the tenant did everything that they're supposed to do. Because if they didn't, you end up eating it. So just pay attention. Because otherwise then you have to sue to get your money.
Okay, the lease says nothing about who pays for gas. Does the landlord pay? Does the tenant pay?
I would think the landlord would have to pay. If nothing has been mentioned or specified, then it's a little.
What do you think?
Tenant has to pay.
Why?
They used it.
That's a fair point. You're going to be the tiebreaker.
Tenant pays.
Why do you say?
Because you have to pay gas, you have to pay lights, you have to pay water.
Just the way it is.
Just the way it is.
Got your point going inside the courtroom.
I understand what you're saying. He used it up. I understand. I believe what you're saying. He has no proof that gas was included, but you can't say nobody notified me because it is not humanity's job to slap you on the back of the head and make you wake up. Now, who is going to pay for your gas?
Okay.
Is it going to be me? No. Is it going to be Douglas? You use your gas, and nowhere can you prove that anybody told you that gas was on someone else.
He had the electric company call me. I spoke to the lady on the phone. I explained to her the same thing I explained to you.
Which is nothing.
Okay.
You're explaining to me, hamana, it's a lot of
She
money.
asked me if I had a lease. I said, no, I do not have a lease. She says, then I don't have no reason to talk to you. This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, from their perspective, she's right because you have what is called a verbal lease. And so your verbal lease, which is a month to month, is a completely legal phenomenon. Or do you think that magically you didn't rent for 8 months
never
or
said
9
that.
months there?
And
Right. From the company's perspective, the gas company, they've got a chump on the hook. They don't want to talk to you
understand, but if
because they can turn around and get it out of them or lien their property. See?
If you
So,
would
no,
ask me
just
to
be
put it in my
quiet. Just
name-
stop. We're done. Okay? The entire bill is $1,839.77.
Yeah.
That encompasses 2 months, according to this bill, that he was not there.
Right.
The month of August, right? And then he left in May, the month of June. Those 2 months. I am not about to sit here and try to figure out with any accuracy, because I can't based on that bill, how much was used that month, what the weather was like. I'll put my, we're not doing that. I'm going to divide the months. And if you don't like the math, be more careful next time. So when I divide the months equally and take out the 2 months he wasn't there, it means that he is responsible for $1,431.77 in gas, which is kind of a bonus for you that I'm pretending that it costs the same to use gas in December as it does in August. The same to use the heat in December as it does in August, which of course it doesn't. But that is going to be his misfortune for not being more careful. But the gas you used, yeah, I'm not paying for it. Douglas isn't paying for it, and they're not paying for it. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Which means you'll be paying for it. What's your reaction to that?
Nothing. It's full of crap.
Why'd you try to get away with not paying, though?
If you told me to put it in my name, it would have been in my name, just like the electric bill was.
Well, as the judge explained, once you have the lease.
I was told that the gas was included.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right, so step over here and tell me what you're feeling coming out now.
I'm well satisfied. The judge saw that he was lying.
Well, how would you describe this particular tenant?
He was good all along. He shoveled snow and everything, but plain.
Didn't pay the bill.
He just didn't open the account like he was supposed to under his own name.
What'd you learn in there?
I learned a very good experience. Don't rent to nobody unless I have a lease.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, when you're a tenant, I got to tell you, you got to think about all the costs associated with renting a unit, and especially if you're really strapped for cash. You got to know what it's going to take, and then you've got to get all of those costs in writing. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.